I mean, you gotta know what it's like, when you're in the supermarket parking lot, and then, the last thing you want to see is like a cart, or if you're from the South, a buggy, like just left. Someone left it right near your car, and you can't get out unless. Now, how inconsiderate is that, ladies and gentlemen? What? Oh, okay, so it looks like there's something wrong with our picture here. And, think about the irony. This doesn't really happen to many TVs anymore. Why is it happening to a YouTube video? I know what you're thinking. Let me take a look at this. Okay? Let's see if I can fix this. Okay, I think that's good. Okay. We should be back. Alright. Alright, let's see what else. I don't know why, but for some reason, it feels like I dialed it back about 3 years. By the way, the mustache, it was a good idea at the time. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm your host, Rob Rodriguez. Now, here we are. This is it. An actual season of the show is wrapping up. Because last year we didn't even wrap the season. We just kind of automatically started the new one, It's a circle of life. Nah, Shabonya, yeah. So, I'm going to be blunt here, No sugarcoating whatsoever. This season was kind of a train wreck. In some ways, I mean, if it's not the bi-monthly episodes or the fact that the season started late, the abrupt change of glasses, and of course, Rod Robertson. Yep, but as you can tell, there's a time to be this way and a time to be serious. I don't know if I know the difference for the time being, but the visual aid that I'm about to bring out is a good example of what's kind of going on. This is a crutch, and sure, it's a metaphor for the accommodations needed to run a show like this, but really, if you think about it, without it, this show doesn't really have a leg to stand on, okay? But on a more positive note, traditionally, the gift for the 5th year anniversary is wood. Good to know. So I don't know if you watch TV as much as I tend to, because really, these days I'm meeting a lot of people who really don't watch a lot of TV at all. Because, it's always something like, oh, I only watch The Office and Rick and Morty. Parks and Rec is love. Parks and Rec is life. Friends is everything. Really. Because, I was in a hotel living area one time, a couple years back, and Friends came on the TV, and majority vote was, can we watch something else? Yeah, I would have loved to watch Friends, because, it's a great show, great background noise, but, they settled for CNN, They'd rather figure out what's going on in the Trump White House than watching Ross find out who ate his sandwich. I could have used some time away from Friends because, let's face it, I was on a break. So I personally find TV as an escape from reality, especially sitcoms, because I like to imagine, what if this happened in real life? And can you imagine accepting 2 dates to the prom but not telling either one about the other? Of course not, because that's cheesy and can't happen in real life if you're a decent person. Holy smokes. I mean, you take a look at these families on the sitcoms, and then you're like, how can they relate to my situation, in real life? Let's see. Loving family, picture perfect, absolutely beautiful, dysfunctional. Oh, there it is. Take this one for example. You ever watch Full House and, think to yourself, this theme song is such a lie, They're asking whatever happened to predictability, but, I saw that coming. Yep. Rethink your lyrics everywhere you look. So, as cheesy and sappy as Full House can be, you forget what happened to the mother, Because they bring her up. Very rarely, which is weird. Yeah, so they call TV a fantasy world for a reason, because let's face it, nobody stops what they're doing and smiles at the camera. We have a lot of show to fill, so that being said, I'm gonna need a minute. So, if you follow me on social media, you know that whenever an episode is coming out, I kind of go all out. There's a clip here and there, the links, a lot of promotional photos that really just turn out to be the creative picture that Facebook gives you for statuses. Yeah. These days I have way more resources than I did years ago, because I used to do promos kind of like I was like some news anchor wannabe who did Saturday Night Live on the side and moonlighted as a coffee house pianist. So I decided to use up this time in the show to kind of play my favorite examples of how the promos used to look. Enjoy. Comic-Con was last week, and thus, the end of this promo looks like this. Hope this episode keeps you puzzled. Don't worry, this thing's not even real. So that should be very interesting. You can call them happy days. Happy days. Happy days. Alright. Could you say this episode is out of this world? Probably not, but I can make this background galaxy in a heartbeat. Yeah, there's really nothing special to end this promo with, okay? Maybe a thumbs up. Why do I have to go and make things so complicated? I don't know. On this week's show, I talk about different types of studio audiences, plus brands that are copycatting other brands, and the possibility list for rejected game shows, and events in history that actually happened. Michael Jackson was burnt on the set of a Pepsi commercial, thus why I'm dressed like this right now. See you this week on The Rob Rodriguez Show. Yep, we totally grew up since then. Yeah. It's time for that weekly list known as the possibility list. It's kind of like when you have company over and they don't realize that they still have to knock. Okay, this week's list is titled 5 Things Somebody Could Say That Are Red Flags While Asking Someone Out. Now, me personally, no experience with this, but I imagine a lot of these things on this list are why I get rejected so much. Okay. Keeping composure here for number 5. I don't have a phone. Yep, you ever say, let's exchange numbers? And then you're like, sorry, don't have a phone. Rookie mistake, bro. And number 4, my parents can drop us off. You know, it'll be fun. Number 3, I host a show on YouTube. You know, small audience, but it's a pretty fun show. How many years? 4.5. Those 183 subscribers don't lie, though. I pity myself every day. Number 2. Sure, let's go. I have a coupon. And number 1. 5 things somebody could say that are red flags while asking someone out. Again, no experience. We could take my bike. Front or back pegs, I don't care. Alright, and that is the possibility list for you this week. Alright, we made it through another one. Okay, so I guess I have a couple things to plug here. Alright, so next week I'm actually going to be back with a special episode, a special broadcast. It doesn't really count as the season, because, you know, this is the season finale. Why on earth are we doing another episode next week? To be honest, it was a manic episode, man. I don't know why, but, you know, it's already slated, so let's do it. Okay, and then on Saturday, September 28th, join me for 5 years of whatever this is, which is going to be the title of the 5-year anniversary special, which that should be fun. And then join me back here on Fridays, October 11th, 2019 for season 6. And let's see how many breaks I'm going to take. No, let's see how many episodes I can fulfill. Alright, sounds good? Good. Alright, until we meet again. See you.